Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Director of Product Management, Ian McCord.
All right. So today we got the disaster demo, and this is the first time doing the disaster demo over here in the UK, and it's going to be really exciting. And to give you guys just a little bit of history on this demo, back in 2011, I moved from sales engineering to product management, and my first task was to come up with a product demo that we could do out at shows, at events. And the prerequisites were to come up with a demo that A, was not boring, not just UI, and then B, it was come up with a demo that isn't pitching Datto to MSPs. No, come up with a demo that pitches business continuity to end users, because that gives you guys value. It's something that you can do. So that's what I'm going to do here. And I'd like to talk about this presentation, and what I'm doing here is I'm actually running this presentation off of this Asus PC, so I'm remote connected into it, and you'll see why and what happens to that PC. So the first thing I want to talk about is time. Let's just kind of go over. Time's a resource. It's constantly being spent and can never stop. The most valuable thing you own is your time. It's worth basically, it is the most valuable thing. There's nothing more valuable to you than your time. Everything is built with time, and time is a non-renewable resource. So, talk to a business, and you say to them, your data protection is costing you time. If they shake their head, yes, you've already made the sale. But if they shake their head going, I'm not sure about that, that's where this demo comes in. And that's where you're going to see how data protection, the way you have it now, is costing you time, and you're going to see what this solution can do to save you time in the future. So, when we talk about time as a business owner, it's not just about you. It's not just your time. It's your employees' time, and it's your company's time. And you got to think about every second that's ticking. And every second that you're down, every second that you're doing IT problems, every second that you've got a virus or something on your machine, it's costing you time. And the statistics around it are pretty staggering. So the FBI published 400 billion lost in the US in computer crime, 2.2% business annual income due to security attacks. You need to attach the idea of viruses, the idea of malware, you need to attach that to data protection. We're not talking about backup anymore. We're talking about business continuity. We're talking about having a business run continuously no matter what happens to it. And so security attacks have to be rolled into that. 50% of businesses that experience downtime with critical data loss go out of business. 2 years from there, 90%. And that's terrible. That's a scary statistic. As a business owner, they know what they gave up to start their business, and they believe in it more than anything else. So telling them that they could possibly lose their business because they didn't invest in data protection, that's something that they need to understand. That's something that they need to know is real. So time wasting, money costing disasters can happen at any moment. And the worst is when you're doing a presentation and your computer freezes. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that right now. That's gonna happen to me. So let's go ahead. Let's dunk this Asus PC into liquid nitrogen and have it freeze instantaneously. We've never done this before, was the quote. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to make the assumption that this presentation is not functional from this machine anymore. And this remote desktop session is actually going to error out in just a few seconds. So, what am I going to do? I've got 150 people staring at me, looking for me to finish a presentation. I need to get this back up and running. but I lost it. It's in that PC. It's the only copy I have. Well, the great thing is I protected that PC with a Datto Cirrus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead into my Datto Cirrus. I'm going to go to Restore. Got my PC here, local virtualization, and start virtualization. Here we go, starting VM. So what's happening? What's happening right now? Right now, it's taking a backup image of that ASUS PC, and it is starting it up right on this Cirrus hardware. And we'll be able to remote into it and get to our presentation that I was just on. So here we go. Connect via RDP. Connect. And I'm going to leave this session open because RDP will error out on that. And just so you know that I'm not pulling any tricks on you. So there we go. Windows 7 PC starting up. And I'll be able to open that presentation and continue it. And we have to be careful, because last time I did this, the top of that PC is kind of held on pretty tight, and it cracked. But don't worry. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Here we go. So I've got the deck. I'll open it up here. And to a business owner, this is incredible technology. And what really inspired me to create the disaster demo was that I looked at other companies in the protection space. And what I found was that, you think about a car commercial, and they say 5-star safety rating. What's next? What's after? What's the next clip after they have that? It's 4 crash dummies sitting in a car slamming into a wall at 70 miles an hour. You think about insurance, car insurance, mayhem. What it's showing you is that you can be in situations where you lose data, where you lose something, and that you need to have a backup plan. You need to have a strategy, and that's what they're showing you. They're trying to attach you to that car slamming into a wall at 70 miles an hour, saying, that could be you. That's why you need to invest now. And so if you're doing demos of business continuity and you're not showing some type of disaster, maybe you're doing it wrong. Maybe you're not attaching that emotional component to it. So here we go. We found a solution. We found a solution to these business-ending disasters. And what does it look like? It's business continuity solutions. It's solutions that can adjust to whatever happens to you. If your PC just falls into liquid nitrogen, we've got a backup strategy. We've got a plan to save you from that. So what is business continuity, other than just a fancy phrase? It's protecting data and systems. It's redundant copies of data, protect you from ransomware. I mean, you got to see this crypto locker as a good thing for you guys. This is a good thing because what this is this is a need for them to invest in proper continuity solutions. The worst thing is when you step into a small, medium-sized business and they say, 2015, I gotta cut my data backup budget. It's just blown out of proportion. And they're only saying that because they haven't had a disaster. They haven't had something recently, because if they had it recently, they'd be saying, I need to double down on my protection strategy because I was out for 4 hours and I had all my employees sitting around doing nothing. They couldn't do any work. And that's why if they haven't had a disaster in a while, talk to them about their strategy. Talk to them about what if this happens? And finally, virtual compatibility to recreate IT infrastructure on demand. Having your data is not enough. You need the applications. You need to be able to run the applications. You need to be able to access the data. You need to be actually do your job. Your job isn't to just hold data in one location. Your job is to create data. It's changing, it's modifying, it's editing, it's deleting. That's the business that's going on every single day. So a complex problem requires a comprehensive team. And this is your slide. This is a slide that's saying a trusted IT provider can save you time and can save you money so they can focus on their core business. That's what's important to them. So you need to teach them the problems so that they understand them. You need to show them what the solutions look like what I'm doing right now. I'm showing you a solution, not just telling you what you need. And then finally, the trusted team, it's on call, it's alert. It's better than having an in-house IT because you've got a full team. You've got a full team of experts that can help you. Finally, you have to say, it's going to save you time and it's going to save you money. And the worst is when they say, meh, I already have protection. I've got flash drives. These things are great. I put them on a keychain and I can protect my whole business. This is awesome. And that's where you got to go back and say, well, how do you get back operational? You tried it out? You tested it? You actually tested going into a server closet and unplugging a few things? And they're going to say, no, why would I do that? Well, then how do you know if you're protected? Say, I'll help you. Oh, there we go. So this is the disconnection from the RDP session for the ASUS PC, by the way. Cancel. Sorry. What was that? Did we just lose that VM right from the Datto appliance? Oh my gosh, a disaster just happened to me. But think about it. It's not my last point. I could go to the cloud. I could recreate this in the cloud. And that's what I'm going to do. Because disasters can happen at any time. So we go Recovery Launchpad. We're going to go right to our PC. And what we're going to do is we're going to virtualize this PC on a server in Reading. Let's add a little extra RAM. And there we go. And that's what we're doing. We're actually creating a virtual machine of the machine that we started on from a data center in the cloud. And now they can understand it because they see this PC's dead, the VM failed here locally, but don't worry, we've got redundant copies. We can roll with the punches here. Here we go. Next. There we go. Boom. We're starting our VM. And we're going to continue this presentation. Let's get the RDP. And there we go. The server's booting up. And we're going to connect to it via a conference Wi-Fi. As crazy as that sounds. But we're going to continue this. We've made a commitment here to continue the presentation, to continue business no matter what happens. Here we go. There it is. That is our PC, and you can see server 1789.dattobackup.com. This is connecting through the Datto cloud. We're running IT infrastructure right from the Datto cloud here at a presentation, and it's one of these decks and one of these presentations where I don't mind finishing early. Because that means I did two virtualizations in a short amount of time. I mean, think about this technology. Think about 10 years ago, if someone pitched you this technology, you'd be like, nope, that doesn't exist. There's no way that you could protect a full image, put it onto an appliance, and send it to the cloud and be able to recreate it instantaneously. No matter what PC they bring, Windows and Linux now. So here we go. We're back in. Let's get us right to the slide. So here we go. Let's connect downtime and time loss with dollars and pounds. That's what's important. We need to understand what the recovery time objective is. And you know what? Datto has a specific calculator to tell how much it costs to have downtime for a business. It has their employees, it has how much business they're doing. They put it in and they get a number that says, per hour, this is how much it's costing you. And think about it, everything is on demand. When Google goes down for 5 minutes, it makes national news. That's how on demand our lives are. And that's what customers demand. And so when you talk to a small, medium-sized business, you have to say, there is no tolerance for downtime. Your customers don't have any tolerance for downtime. And I've actually got a pretty interesting story. When Datto was just starting up, we were looking for a new coffee provider. And this was actually, there was a Hurricane Sandy that came through at the time. And it wiped out a lot of businesses, and they were just down. And it just happened to be the time that we needed a new coffee provider. So we called the first person on a Google search. And they said, we can't process your order, but we can process it as soon as our systems come up, but we can't make a delivery because we can't charge you and we don't know. You're a new customer. So what did we do? I'll tell you what, we didn't wait. We just called the next person on the list because that's how available everything is right now. And so they lost business, and they lost a massive contract because of that. So businesses need to understand downtime isn't just their employees' time. It isn't just the company's time. It's all that net new business. It's the reoccurring business. And it's the reality that the tolerance for downtime is next to nothing. So here we go. This is how they stack up together. You look at backup and you look at business continuity. You can see there isn't that failover. There isn't that ability to prevent downtime. And you got to tell them that you want to make the switch now. You want to make the switch as soon as you can. Because it's only going to get worse. It's only going to be more difficult. It's only going to be more painful to do the switch. You want to do the switch now, and you want to get yourself on a solution that will be there on your network for the next 5, 10 years. This is technology in the future. They should invest in it now. And that's really the key. It's saving time now, saving time in the future. Invest in a solution, protect your future needs. The last thing you want to do is change out your business continuity or data protection strategy. I know it's tough. It's really tough. But it's only going to get worse. So you might as well invest in it now. You might as well go with a solution that will fit your needs in the future. And finally, you end it with a slide about them just saying, let's try to save time now. Let's try to save time today, and let's work with a solution that can give you the kind of protection here. I had 2 disasters that happened to me, but I continued the deck. And no one fell asleep, which is really a good thing for a product demo. All right, guys, thank you very much. This has been a lot of fun. And thank you.